Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. आज हम लोग दिन आ रहे हैं. It's tough, but it gets you abs in 60 days. Basically, it is a video of Jeremy Ethier. हम लोग देखेंगे कि how to get abs in 60 days. He says that it's tough, but how tough it is, and can we also do this logically? Let's see it. So let's get right into the video. Yeah. So yeah, let's start the video.
This is how much fat Luke has to lose to get six-pack abs. And this is how much fat his wife Nicole has to lose for her abs to pop. For most people, this could take anywhere from 6 months to over a year. But I'm testing out a plan that should get them abs in a fraction of the time. And the results completely shocked us. Bro, look at this. Oh my God. Now for most guys, you don't start to see clear ab definition until you're below 20%. And depending on how thick your abs are, you'll start to see a full visible six-pack around 15% and below. And for women, the sweet spot is typically between 25 and 18%. But only 2% of the population ever get lean enough for their abs to truly pop, male or female. That's because most people
That is like too low. Like only 2% of the population get to see their abs. Wow.
underestimate just how much fat they have to lose.
I think my body fat's like 23.
If I had to guess, I would be like low to mid 20s.
Same. If I'll have to guess, my body fat will be like 22-23% right now. Yeah.
Luke, your current body fat percentage is 29.2%.
Holy crap. Oh, that sucks.
And for Nicole, 33%.
And while Nicole is shocked, women naturally carry 10% more body fat compared to men. So 33% body fat for a woman is basically
body fat in their thigh area and all because of natural evolution, I guess.
the same as what 23% would be for a man. But in order for both of them to see their abs as fast as possible, here's what they'll have to do.
This is how much fat you guys are gonna have to lose every week.
A week?
A week. So this is a little bit over a pound, which is gonna be your target, and this is right around a pound per week.
Based on Luke's current weight and body fat, to get down to 20% where his abs will first start to show, he needs to lose about 20 pounds of pure fat. Now, if you really
20 pounds of pure fat. That is like 20, losing 20 pounds of fat, brother. If a person loses it pretty fast, even like 1 pound a week, it will take 20 weeks. Wow. 20 weeks, which is about 5 months, right?
wanted to, you could lose 20 pounds in a month.
Within 60 days, he is going to get the abs. Wow.
But if you want to keep your muscle, there is a limit to how fast you should go. Research from Dr. Eric Helms shows that the sweet spot is losing about 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. Now for me personally, I like to stay right in the middle, around 0.7% of my body weight per week. But Luke wants to get abs as fast as possible. So we're gonna try to push it. We're setting his target at 0.9% per week, which for him comes out to about 1.5 pounds of fat loss per week. At this rate, he should reach 20% body fat in roughly 90 days and 15% in 140 days. But here's where things get interesting. If Luke builds muscle while dieting, which is absolutely possible when things are dialed in, his body fat percentage will drop even faster. Meaning, he could start seeing visible abs in as little
If
as
you start increasing your muscle mass and decreasing your body fat percent at the same time, so maybe body weight ज़्यादा fluctuate नहीं होता है, but you do start getting lean.
60 days and might be able to get closer to 50.
As body recomposition, you can study about it more if you want to look like much better.
15% body fat by the end of the 90 days. And we're applying this exact same approach to Nicole, just adjusted for her numbers. And to find out roughly how long it'll take you to see your abs, pick what picture best matches your current body fat and
I'll be around 20. Yeah, according to this picture, I'll be like 25.
here's how long it'll take you to get to 20%.
6 to 8 weeks means 2 months if I dial in.
And 15% as a man. And for women, here's the equivalent. But again, these timelines are 20% and 15% as a man.
14 to 18 weeks, like 4 to 5 months. Okay.
And for women, here's the equivalent. But again, these timelines could be shorter if you end up gaining muscle using the right plan. But regardless, it's not going to be easy. So I wanted to get Luke and Nicole something to keep them motivated.
In the next 90 days, if you can get to 20% or below, and Nicole, if you can get to 25% or below, I'm gonna send you both on an all-inclusive trip to Mexico.
No way. You serious?
Yes.
That's insane.
Now to get Luke and Nicole abs in the fastest timeline possible, they're going to need a science-backed plan comprised of 3 key parts, starting with their diet. And this is where most people screw up. They assume cutting calories means less food, but with the right food choices, you can actually eat more food for fewer calories.
So what we have here is kind of a rough idea as to what your full day of eating could look like.
I don't eat anywhere near this.
Now for Luke to lose 1.5 pounds per week, that's a daily deficit of 750 calories. But if we simply cut all those calories from only his diet, his hunger just wouldn't be sustainable. So instead, he'll be aiming for a target of 2,000 calories a day, which puts him in a deficit of 500 calories. Now this alone is going to lead to around a pound of fat loss per week, but we are going to speed that up a little bit faster with an exercise that I'll talk about shortly. As for Nicole, she'll be aiming for a 300 to 400 calorie deficit, but because she's so much lighter than Luke, that means her daily calorie target is just at 1,600, which looks like this. But there's a problem. Luke and Nicole both work rotating day and night shifts in nursing and law enforcement, which just makes consistency with their diet even harder. So their plan needs to include quick, healthy snacks they can grab on the go, and something actually satisfying waiting for them after a long shift.
For you, hungry girl,
Oh yeah.
this right here, this whole thing
That's insane.
is like 300 calories. So this is sugar-free Jell-O, fat-free Greek yogurt mixed with protein powder, and then just a ton of strawberries. And then for you, candy.
Yeah.
There's no candy on here, but I do have a solution. Come here, Master Dennis.
Oh, try with these.
Dude,
It's like lemon lime.
is it literally just frozen grapes?
This is frozen grapes, and I added a bit of stevia, which I got you guys too.
Okay.
And then lime is the key.
With lime, that's what it
It
is.
gives it like a little bit of sourness.
Yes.
And these tasty recipes should be enough to keep them on track with their diet.
Yeah, like mostly to lose weight, you need to not have boring food. You will have to find like interesting stuff that you can still eat regularly, but you won't get bored of having it, and you won't stop your diet just because you feel like the food is boring. Yeah, if you feel like the food is boring, why will you keep continuing eating it? After 2 or 3 days, you will stop having that. Yeah.
But their diet alone is not going to be enough. If Luke and Nicole lose muscle,
It is very important to have something that you really enjoy while dieting. If you do not have something that you enjoy while dieting, you will leave by like 3rd or the 4th day. Your willpower will only carry you that much. You need to have food जिसको आप खुद enjoy करो खाते हुए.
on this plan, it's actually going to take them longer to get abs because more of the weight that they lose isn't actually fat. This is where the second step in their plan becomes essential: training. Now, most people think getting abs
Diet is a very big part of losing weight. Diet के बिना तुम लोग weight lose नहीं कर पाओगे. But with dieting, workout is like absolutely necessary. If you do not work out, you will not get stronger. Number one, which is very essential for day-to-day life. If you are strong, it helps you like day-to-day life में, and तुम कुछ भी काम करोगे, it's a little easy for you compared to not being strong. So go to the gym, get strong, get healthy, lose some weight. It's good.
This means long ab circuits and tons of cardio. But in reality, the most effective way to build them is strength training. Because when you're feeding your body less than it needs, your body needs extra energy. And it can get it from 2 places: your fat.
Does not build muscles. It strengthens your ligaments, your joints, and it builds muscle and improves your not that much of cardiovascular health. I'm sorry, you need to do like cardio and all, but rather than not doing something, just doing strengthening that will improve your cardiovascular health is what I meant to say. Plus, it has many more benefits, yeah.
or your muscle. And if you're not lifting weights, it's gonna burn both. Strength training, it tells your body to keep the muscle and burn the fat instead. But there's a catch. You have to train your whole body. Vicky learned this the hard way. She's currently doing an ab experiment with me, and she lost 5 pounds in a month from only dieting and training her abs. But only 2 of those 5 pounds were fat and the rest was muscle loss. So her body fat actually barely changed. But what's interesting is the only place where she did not lose muscle was her abs, which again was the only muscle she was training. Which is why for Nicole and Luke, I built them both a 4-day workout split using our Built with Science Plus app that'll hit every single muscle, using 2 upper body workouts and 2 lower body workouts per week. And on day
मैंने बहुत लोगों को देखा है कि जो lower body train ही नहीं करते, like especially men. You should train your lower body, otherwise you will have a very sticky or fatty kind of leg, like skinny fat legs with a good upper body, which looks bad and doesn't make sense. If you're putting the effort, go all in, brother. सब करो train.
1, I tested their max push-ups and pull-ups, so by the end
And बहुत लोग cardio भी avoid करते हैं. Cardio is a very important thing for your heart health and your day-to-day life. Do cardio.
of the transformation, we'll see if they got any stronger. But as a police officer, I want to add a bonus test to see just how good he is at catching a would-be criminal.
You ready for the health thing? Okay.
All right.
Holy okay.
Got him. All right, so that was a minute.
And this chase brings us to the final component of Luke and Nicole's plan, cardio. But rather than going all out, I actually want the majority of their cardio to look like this. Now, when I was younger, I thought the only way to get six-pack abs was through intense cardio. Things like sprints and
Cardio is very important. It helps you lose fat, increase your VO2 max capabilities. It improves your resting metabolic rate. It's just good.
circuits. And to be fair, they do work. I've used them myself to get really lean, but they are draining, they require a lot of willpower, and they're just not something that most people can stick to long term. And that is where walking comes in. It's low effort, easy to recover from, and when done consistently, it keeps your daily calorie burn high without you burning out. And so right now, Nicole and Luke are averaging about 5,000 steps per day. I want them to push that.
Not to improve your heart health or VO2 max that much. Walking does help you lose a lot of fat. It is the best fat burning cardio, I'll say. But if you want to improve your VO2 max or something like that, you still need to run or do zone 2 or 3 cardio.
At up to 10,000, which should increase their daily calorie burn by roughly 200 calories and help speed up their fat loss. And this extra activity should help Luke with his police work as well. Hopefully, compared to running down Dennis, this abs plan should be a piece of cake.
Technically, day 2 of the challenge. I know I'm going to work hard, and I know I'm going to have a good attitude with all of it, and I know I'm sticking with it. So I'm excited to crush it.
And Luke and Nicole both committed to seeing this plan through. In just the first week of their plan, they were actually surprised to realize how many of the same meals they could still eat, but with just a few simple adjustments.
The real kicker we just realized is
I would have layered it in a bunch of olive oil. Sometimes I put steak sauce on it, and then at the end, I would often take butter, melted butter, and I would like drizzle it on the steak bites.
and honestly it doesn't taste that different without all
it really
those
doesn't.
things. Mind blowing.
And in their first 2 weeks, both Luke and Nicole were dropping on the scale at the exact rate we wanted, which meant they were right on track with our 90-day timeline.
Okay.
Yep.
It's good, like if you have someone ना जो तुम्हारे साथ weight lose या gain कर सकते हैं, same आपके साथ health journey पे रह सकता है आपके, it makes it easier for you to do it because you are competing with each other that who will reach their goal first. So yeah, it's wholesome and it helps a lot.
That'll do the trick.
So I've been trying to do oatmeal recently, and I'm just would do anything to have an English McMuffin or a breakfast sandwich from McDonald's. But I feel like halfway through right now, and I've been giving myself those meals where it's like, oh, little like chicken nuggets and sweet potato fries from home, and like the calories fit and everything. It just feels like mentally I feel like I'm going nowhere, and physically it feels like it's hurting my body because I'm not eating so clean, if that makes sense.
So far, Nicole has been struggling with hunger and cravings. And as this challenge intersected with the holidays, she was finding it really challenging to stay on target whenever they got together with the family. And this is where I think women actually do have it harder than guys. Not only is Luke 40 pounds heavier than Nicole, but he's also carrying an additional 30 pounds of muscle, which helps speed up his metabolism, which just gives him a lot more flexibility with managing his meals. And this difference only became clear on weekends when Luke was able to budget his calories to order his favorite pizza, while Nicole had to spend 45 minutes making a lower calorie alternative just to stay on target.
I always have to make my at-home pizza and then smell his freaking panago the whole time.
We've done it probably 2 or 3 times at this point.
But there is one challenge Luke and Nicole were struggling with together.
As you can see behind me, it's 3 a.m. Currently on a night shift, and I was lucky enough to be able to get a workout in. Trying to get my steps in on nights, as well as my workout. Nights are the killer.
I'm just coming off my 2 nights. So tired and I can't do it. It feels like such a barrier to just get up and go. And if I push it till nighttime, I know I won't go.
And it wasn't just affecting their energy in the gym. If I couldn't help them find a balance, lack of sleep could honestly double how long it'll take them to get abs. That's because when researchers wanted to test the impact of sleep on fat loss, they divided subjects into a 8-hour sleep group and a sleep-deprived group who slept only 5.5 hours per night. Now, both were placed in a small calorie deficit, and they ended up losing a similar amount of weight over the course of the study. And none of the subjects were training, so we would expect them to lose some muscle. But here is the kicker. For the 8-hour sleep group, roughly half of the weight they lost was from fat, with the other half coming from lean mass. But in our sleep-deprived group, 75% of the weight they lost came from lean mass, with their fat loss actually cut in half. As for why this happens, when you're sleep-deprived, cortisol
Focus on my sleep a lot. Yeah, my cortisol's level are spiking throughout the day. Okay.
spikes and testosterone was suppressed, creating the perfect storm for losing muscle. At the same time, your body just becomes less efficient at converting fat into fuel, which is why I decided to put together what I'm calling a sleep care package with a few tools and tips to help them get the best sleep possible even with shift work.
A sleep mask, earplugs. We'll try these out after night shift or even on our regular night sleeps. We'll give these a try and see the difference in our sleep.
I also made it clear, miss a workout if you have to, but don't sacrifice sleep after a long night of work. And with their sleep improving after just 4 weeks sticking to the program, both Luke and Nicole had clocked in some serious fat loss. Luke dropped his weight right on target with a 6-pack timeline I gave him on day 1. And his face, arms, and even his upper abs were already looking significantly leaner. Meanwhile, Nicole was making similar progress. Except for Nicole, the majority of her fat loss seemed to be coming from one area in particular.
Once I ate a meal, like I'd fully fill them out. Now, that's insane. Can't even wear these. I thought about wearing these ones tonight and they'd be just no chance.
Even though Nicole has lost less weight overall compared to Luke, look at the definition you can already see around her core and waistline. And this is where women actually have the advantage over men, at least in the early stages. You see, Luke and Nicole are both burning through fat stores all over their bodies, not just their belly. And when my team and I examined the results,
Women lose the weight faster in their bellies and arms and all, and men tend to have their most like stubborn fat around their belly areas, while women are tend to have like most of the amount of fats in their thighs and glutes area.
from over 18,000 DEXA scans for men and women, we found something pretty remarkable. Men store the majority of their fat in their midsection, which is why on day 1, Luke's belly fat came in 6% higher compared to the rest of his body, whereas her stubborn fat was more stored around her hips and thighs, which is a big reason why after just 4 weeks, Nicole already has a flat-toned stomach that most men spend months trying to achieve. So at this point, I'm just hoping Luke doesn't get discouraged and give up.
First 30 to 40 days was like super smooth, everything's going really well, I was feeling pretty good. And the last probably like 10 days or so, I've noticed like little things where I feel like I'm starting to compromise a bit, or think about compromising a bit, or whether it's like, oh, I didn't hit my steps that day, which has happened a couple times, but more of late, or I think about, oh, I'll just like not do the gym today or something like that. But I end up always going, but these thoughts are creeping in a bit more around this mark. If I look too much at like
each and every day, what I'm weighing, how I look. You can really get in your own head about it all.
And while I understand Luke's frustration looking at the scale, how much salt you've eaten, how much you've slept, and a million other things can change how much you weigh every day. Even eating breakfast can bump up the scale by a few pounds. It's why I've asked both Luke and Nicole to track their weight first thing every single morning, and to let the Built with Science Plus app they're using average it over time, giving them a clearer picture of how their weight has actually been changing. But when it comes to water retention and bloating, this is a challenge that I actually think affects women more than men.
I feel like I'm finally looking
From water retention and bloating a lot.
better, finally looking like I'm losing weight, and then I'll get this week of like bloating and I'll be like, great, now I'm starting over again. And I find the cramps each period has been getting worse. Like I need to get home, heating pad on, Tylenol. I just need to like relax. I can't do anything.
Now, if you scroll through social media, you've probably seen influencers saying that you need to change your workouts and diets around your time of the month. But there's no actual evidence to support that, as some women experience worse symptoms than others. So you should train based on how you feel. Try to stick to the same workouts and meals while choosing simple ways to satisfy your craving. That said, I have noticed that some women, they do experience a big spike in water retention during this time, which can temporarily mess with the number on your scale, which is why, if this is you, I generally suggest avoiding the scale completely until your weight resettles back to normal. But for both guys and girls, bloating and water retention is actually a problem that gets worse when you reach elite levels of leanness, like top 1% of the population lean, which, without giving things away, one of our two participants actually reached by the end of this video. So go ahead and make your predictions, but for now, let's see how Luke and Nicole are doing after their first 45 days.
66.
Because, like he's a guy, because the female is like, she craves a lot during her periods, and also and because of the bloating and all problems that she has, she can like that, what am I even saying, that things can like disrupt her flow and all.
Centimeters.
What was I, 71?
Yo, you have a snatched waist. You started at 72.5 centimeters. That's crazy.
And while Nicole's waist was down 6.5 centimeters, Luke's was down from 85 centimeters on day 1 to
78 centimeters. So Luke, you started at 29.2% body fat. So far you've lost 11.5 pounds.
Yeah.
And your body fat is down to 22.5%.
No way.
Dude, that's insane.
That's better than I
That
thought.
is insane.
All right.
Okay, Nicole, so far you've lost 9 pounds. And you
I think the first day DEXA scan that he had was somewhat wrong, because 29%, I didn't thought that he had 29% body fat. You are just looking, but okay.
started at 33% body fat. Today, you're at 27%.
Okay, that's what I guessed. Okay.
You guessed 27?
I guess 26, 27.
This is honestly like the fastest I've seen body fat drop with like anybody I've worked with, yeah.
In 45 days, Luke's upper abs have become visible, while Nicole has a full outline of both her upper and lower abs. But keep in mind that Luke is just now reaching the body fat he thought he was starting at back on day 1. And even though his belly fat has dropped from 34% to 23%, if he wants fully defined abs, he's still got quite a ways to go. But here's the really exciting news. Despite both Luke and Nicole sticking to an aggressive deficit, they've both gained muscle since this plan started. Nicole's lean mass increased by 1.5 pounds, while Luke is up by 2.5 pounds, which helps explain how they were able to drop their body fat percentage so quickly.
We've been dialed in. Like there has not really even been like a proper cheat day to this point. We've kept like our calories like super dialed in and our protein high, and like so it's been helpful because we're doing it together. And we can hold each other like accountable.
Doing it with someone is just
And it's been like a grind, but also I think we're both kind of in the routine of it, and it's gotten easier as it's gone on.
And for Luke, there's a chance his belly fat will really start picking up now that he's leaner. Because based on our big DEXA analysis I mentioned earlier, when guys are over 30% body fat, it seems like lots of the fat loss initially comes from their arms, chest, and face. But as you get leaner, the belly seems to start progressing a lot faster. Plus, Luke is also at the point where his belly is lean enough to see his abs actually trying to poke through, which just means every pound pound he loses from now on should reveal more and more of his six-pack.
I don't quite see like insane ab definition by any means right now, but the most important part is I am making progress on the scale, and body fat wise, I know for a fact, I definitely look better. So just continuing the grind, trust the process, and we'll see where we end up at the end.
But for Nicole, she was quickly approaching a level of leanness that's only achieved by 2% of women. So every pound she loses from this point is gonna feel like a battle.
This is the second night now where I'll go to the fridge and I'll eat like 3 pickles, and then like I'll eat bread. Like I'll eat like little pieces of bread, like literally like a mouse.
So at this level of leanness, your body starts to dial down your energy while turning up your hunger signals in order to prevent any more fat loss. Though in Nicole's case, the battle seemed to be much more psychological.
Like today when I woke up especially, just very like bloated. Like I don't feel like I look as lean. I definitely feel like I just feel very bloated and gross. So I asked Jeremy, personally him, and asked his AI on his app as well. So he said probably water retention. The timing of like maybe when I was eating a lot of the pizza, like the carb overload, which was last night.
So just like when you're sleep deprived, the leaner you get, stress hormones like cortisol begin to rise, causing your body to hold on to more water. Which is why at this stage, you can simply wake up one morning and suddenly your belly looks soft and puffy and you feel like you've just regained 5 pounds of fat. But training harder or cutting more calories actually makes this worse. In Nicole's case, I actually encourage her to do the exact opposite, to give herself an extra day to rest and just go enjoy a night out with Luke without tracking any calories. And the result?
That's crazy. They're really coming in a little bit there.
Now at this point, both Luke and Nicole have burned off enough belly fat for their abs to become visible. But while they have been supportive of each other throughout this journey, Nicole was starting to get discouraged.
Like I see Luke's abs right now and it's insane. Like his abs look great, very defined, very there. And it's like, I'm not there yet. I feel like I should just be like full blown ripped.
So while women often have better fat distribution for achieving a flat stomach, if you want abs that really pop in photos, once again, guys do have a slight advantage. At the end of the day, your abs are still a muscle, and men on average carry about 40 to 50% more muscle mass compared to women. And even though the abs are a relatively small muscle, that extra size does help guys develop a more visible, shredded looking six pack, even with a similar amount of fat covering their abs. But this is also where both men and women can benefit from direct ab training designed to make them grow by using exercises that require your abs to fully stretch and contract. My two go-to exercises for this are the weighted cable crunch, which biceps your upper abs, and the reverse crunch, where you roll your glutes up off the bench while contracting your lower abs. And so once you master the basics of your diet and training, it wouldn't be a bad idea to add this ab training in 2 or 3 times a week. But I should also mention that almost all of us have experienced what Nicole is feeling, when you put in tons of work only to feel disappointed that you aren't seeing the same results as someone else, even though what Nicole has already accomplished is genuinely impressive. And moments like this are a reminder that your progress should only be measured by where you are now compared to where you started, and not anyone around you.
I haven't seen an actual picture of when I started in a while. Like, this is not me. There's just no way.
My friend Nicole, who's starting her fat loss journey at 33.
That's not me.
Overall, right now I'm weighing in around 152 to 153. So I'm down at least 20 pounds. I do feel great overall, but I'm ready for this to end. I know Nicole killed it. I feel like I killed it. We're winding down. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
And by this point, both Luke and Nicole were starting to get sick of constantly eating in the deficit. And I could tell the hunger was starting to get to the both of them.
This last couple weeks, we've both been just like so irritable. I just kind of pick a fight a lot more, and it does usually time around food. So,
which helps illustrate why the fastest approach to get abs, it isn't always the best approach for everyone. The more aggressive you are and the longer you stick to it, the more your body is going to fight back. And while you can tough it out, there's also just nothing wrong with using a slower rate of fat loss and prioritizing sustainability over speed, especially because the real battle isn't getting abs, it's keeping them. In fact, more than 80% of dieters who successfully lose fat can't keep it off. And the last thing I wanted to do was send Luke and Nicole off to unlimited food in Mexico when both of them were feeling super hungry and deprived. So before bringing them in for their final DEXA scans, I actually asked them both to spend the next 30 days maintaining their current shape. And so for Nicole, this means adding an extra 300 to 400 calories back to her diet. And for Luke, an extra 500. Now the goal here is for their body weight to stabilize rather than continue decreasing or increasing. And for the best long-term success after losing fat, researchers actually found 2 key habits that successful dieters use to avoid regaining the weight. Number 1, they stay active either with walking or doing regular cardio even after they reach their goal. And number 2, they continue regularly tracking their morning body weight so they're aware of if it's trending up or down. And before I give Luke and Nicole their final results to find out if they're headed for an all-inclusive trip to Mexico, I first want to retest their strength to see if
Many times it is depressing to check your weight continuously because बहुत बार होता है कि स्केल अप डाउन नहीं होता, बट many times when you are want to like just maintain your weight ना, it's very good to see the scale regularly, as तुमको पता है कि भाई हाँ मेरा वेट मेंटेन्ड है, ज़्यादा हो रहा है तो कम खाओ या कार्डियो बढ़ा दो, या फिर कम हो रहा है तो whatever, do what the vice.
Losing all that weight had a negative impact on their strength, starting with push-ups.
So Luke, day one, you got a high number to beat. Holy shit.
How high was it?
40.
I can beat that. I can beat that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Nicole, you were at 4 push-ups. And go.
And right out the gate, Nicole was blowing through her day one score, while Luke was banging out push-ups faster than I could count.
50, 51, went at least off, 53, 4, I can't count the side. 59, go for 60, baby, let's go. Oh my God. Holy shit.
That's good.
Bro.
Really good.
What did you get?
What, I couldn't even, you did 18.
Yeah.
While for pull-ups, Nicole jumped from 3 assisted pull-ups on day 1 all the way to 8.
Damn.
While Luke had to beat a PR of 14 reps on day 1 all the way up to.
Come on. 21.
That's really good.
Bro, let's go. Dude, you have this like extra gear that kicks in.
I'm happy I beat 14 because I was not sure.
With the trip to Mexico hanging in the balance, it was time for the moment of truth.
First, I'm gonna need you to give me a bit.
Either way.
No problem with that.
You guys look incredible. Oh my God, dude. Look at these abs. Holy shit.
We lost a bit of fat.
Nicole, you started at 33% body fat, and today you are at 19.5%.
That's insane.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Crazy.
Holy shit.
Okay, so Luke, day one, you started at 29.2% body fat. Today, you are at 15.6% body fat. You guys crushed it.
That's crazy.
You guys crushed it.
That's insane.
Compared to day 1, Luke lost 25 pounds of fat while gaining 5 pounds of lean mass, with Nicole losing 20 pounds of fat and gaining 3 pounds of lean mass, resulting in one of the most dramatic transformations I have ever seen.
What changed in terms of like, I guess what you've done before and doing it now?
Like, insane. I hate making workouts. I hate going to a workout because I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do you do? The app, like, so easy, you go on it and it's like right there. I've tried it before without the app and I like, couldn't do it.
The counting calories is so easy. Make workouts customized and move everything around, and it gives you new, fresh ideas. And so, like, that was a game changer.
If I asked Jeremy and I asked Jeremy AI, literally same response. Like, I was like, what do you say and what does he say? I was like, same thing.
You guys did all the hard work. And if you guys also want to try out the exact same app that they did, just go to builtwithscience.com or scan this QR code right here for 2 weeks free.
And with Luke and Nicole absolutely earning their trip to Mexico, all that's left is for Luke to get it.
Oh no! What is happening? Go!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! No!
Get his ass!
You want the trip?
No!
You got the trip.
You got your trip, bro.
No!
He looks insane, bro. So yeah, it was the video. I thought I did learn some new things about this, and it will definitely help me lose more weight faster. You can try the tips and things whatever they said in this video. बहुत help करेगा तुम लोग को weight loss करने में. Do check this video out. I'll leave the original video का link in the description. Yeah, I love the video. That's my take on it. Bye.